If your government were trying to censor you, you would know it, right? Well, in the last couple of weeks, Facebook has launched this campaign against fake news, which has some breathing a sigh of relief, but the rest of us are asking, who gets to decide what's fake news? For example, recently, progressive journalist Caitlin Johnstone, who rose to prominence writing articles for Inquisitor about the election, about Hillary Clinton, and in favor of and advocating for Bernie Sanders and Jill Stein, found that her most recent articles on the site Newslog have been purged from Facebook. Her fans weren't able to click on the links, and when they would, a notice would come up saying that they were not able to access the material for their own safety. Now that's an interesting word that they've used there, safety. Why do you think they've used that word? Well, they use it to manipulate you, because when they talk about your safety, when they talk about your security, they know that it makes you feel unsafe and insecure. It's the same technique they used to get us into the Iraq War. It's the same technique they used to pass the Patriot Act, because what they're saying to you there is, you give me these rights and I will protect you from this bad thing that only I can protect you from. So that's how they manipulate us into giving up our power, giving up our rights. So don't buy into it. I had a similar experience to Miss Johnstone's, though not on the same level, of course. The last video that I posted to YouTube, the one about Deep State, I received a notice from YouTube saying they were demonetizing my video due to the sensitive nature of the subject matter. Now, demonetization, while not direct censorship, is a tool of censorship where they discourage you from cursing on your channel, and they discourage you from discussing issues that they'd rather not be discussed by not monetizing them, not allowing you to make any revenue off of them. And if I were someone who were, a large portion of my income stream, or some portion of my income stream came from YouTube, then that might concern me enough to discourage me from talking about these matters. But as it stands, I'm not. So deep state, deep state, deep state, deep state. And maybe I'll make another video about it just for fun. But for right now, I just wanted to mention that because I wanted to bring up how censorship works and the tools that are used to discourage us from speaking out about these problems in our government in general, and even about censorship. So the point that I'm really trying to make here is this. There really isn't any shortcut to weeding out fake news. You just have to sort of look at a lot of different sources about all of these subjects, all of these news issues, and piece together the narrative that makes the most sense, that's based on facts and not conjecture. And if you try to let someone else do this for you, I mean, you can do that, but do you really want to? You really want to have someone laying out for you what you're allowed to believe and what you're allowed to think? Because right now, after the Telecommunications Act of 1996, our media was deregulated to the extent that I believe it was upwards of 30 companies, I could be wrong, could be upwards of 50, but I think it was 30. And feel free to correct me in the comments section if you happen to know. I didn't look into it before making this video. But it was a substantially larger number of corporations who owned our media than there are right now. Right now, there are 5 or 6. 5 or 6 companies own the entire media, and they were in the bag for Hillary Clinton in this last election. These are the same people who right now, Facebook, in conjunction with our mainstream media, are trying to tell us what we're allowed to believe. Don't buy into it. It's not something that you want, to have people weeding out news stories for you, telling you, oh, don't listen to that news story. In fact, we're not even going to show it to you. We're not even going to let you see it. We've taken it away to protect you so that you can be safe.